Hello, and welcome to Anime Audio Commentary. Today I'll be commenting over the third episode of Fooly Cooly. If you want to watch along, start watching now. So, if I recall, this is the episode that deals with the school play. This is another episode that sort of tugs at my heart, that deals with the topic of parents getting divorced and remarried and all that, and how the kids get caught in between. Fortunately, it's not something I have a lot of personal experience with, but, I'd imagine it's probably a supremely awful situation to be involved in. So I think this is sort of indicative of the increasing importance of Haruko, because, she's got her stuff sort of spread all over the place. She's become a larger and larger part of Naoto's life, for better or for worse, and that is manifested in the form of her taking up space basically everywhere. So, given that he's wearing the hat, it's pretty much a guarantee that he's got something going on, indicating that another robot will be popping out of his noggin in short order. I wonder if that whole "I hate spicy food" is meant to be a parallel to "I hate sour drinks." I never took part in school plays. I think it's probably for the best. So I guess sort of in keeping with the themes of coming of age, they found some sort of dirty magazine. Uh, I guess maybe it wasn't a dirty magazine, but it was just sort of like a tabloid thing talking about Inamori's parents and how their divorce is ongoing. That's got to be pretty rough. There, the issue of parents comes up again in relation to the school play. I'm sensing a theme. Oh, that's right. I remember this now. He doesn't have, like, horns growing out of his head. He just has cat ears. So I guess those magazines were the product of Naoto's father. I'd imagine that Ninamori probably would buy them all up in an attempt to, I guess, hide it and preserve what little dignity she has in the face of this embarrassing situation. So they're sort of discussing the issue with the robot Kanti, but I guess ever since what happened last episode, he's just been sort of back to his normal, quote unquote, normal self as a basically like a ditzy, kind of useless robot, as opposed to the fighting force he proved himself to be previously. So Hinamori's family clearly has a lot of media attention focused on them. You know, she clearly disdains all of that. Oh, she has the a copy of the magazine. You know, that whole nouveau riche princess line, I think that's, I guess, a sort of coping mechanism on her part. You know, it's clear she doesn't enjoy what's going on, but I guess she's trying to convince herself that it's alright as long as this is the case. And here we go with the spinning effect that they had done before. And now to Clunk's heads with Ninamori, perhaps transferring the robot from head to head. Oh, I say robot. I don't know if they're always strictly robots. They might just be creatures of otherworldly origin. So now it's the family dinner that was mentioned before, where they're all eating curry. Everybody's eating spicy curry and suffering for it. Except Nina Mori, of course, who seems simply to not care. Even Kanti's eating, even though he's just sort of shoveling it down. I guess ports on the front of his body. So, Nina Mori, it seems to me, is putting up a sort of front of not caring about anything, either about the issues with her father, the mayor, or about being hit by the bike. She keeps saying, I don't think it's any big deal. Alright, so she let slip that not only are her parents getting divorced, but also that her father might be arrested. I think that is indicative of something. Especially seeing as how she was immediately ill afterwards. So there's that phrase again. Nina Mori is very grown up. I think that ties into the larger overall theme about growing up. She puts up a front of being mature and grown up, but if I recall, the reality is that it's a facade. It's more of a coping mechanism than true maturity. All right. So in that same vein, now we're having the awkward interaction between boys and girls in puberty. I certainly don't miss those days. So Hinamori reveals that she rigged the votes so that she could play the lead in the play and that Naoto would be the cat. I think this might be indicative of something related to Ninamori's father, perhaps why he might be arrested. You know, like father, like daughter. Of course, Ninamori's ramblings are interrupted by Haruko. So it seems like that there's some sort of friction going on between Haruko and Ninamori in regards to Naoto's relationship with Haruko. I would say it's jealousy. Alright, well now it definitely looks like jealousy. So Haruko comes to deliver curry to Naoto, and Naoto puts up a front of obstinance and disobedience, being contrary for the sake of saving face in front of others. Alright, so now there's some real friction going on. Naoto doesn't want to be in the play. Ninamori says he needs to be in the play. And here we go. Here's the crux of the issue. Ninamori cares about the play so much because her parents will be there together. It puts the cheating into context. It puts basically everything into context. Okay. Context. Wow. Now that Naoto has declared that in front of the class, that triggers it. It's interesting that after grappling with Naoto, she immediately goes after Kanti. Uh, I wonder if it's indicative that the robot or creature or whatever you'd call it knows that Kanti is the real threat here. I think that scene where the teacher got hit by the moped after yelling at the students to stop running in the halls, I think, minor though it is, I think that is also indicative of the larger themes of Fooly Cooley, in that what's going on is primarily a matter concerned by the kids, and that adults, while they have been through it, I think they lack a proper understanding, if that makes sense. Or, I mean, at least in the perception of the kids, the adults don't understand, and in some ways they don't. Maybe I'm reading too deeply into things, but that's what I got out of it. Alright. So, Kanti absorbs Naoto. This spider-like creature, I guess, detached itself from Ninamori. And then Kanti just basically obliterates it in one shot, along with the significant portion of the school. So Naoto then informs us that in the end, Ninamori's father wasn't arrested. Her parents didn't get divorced. So, I guess everything worked out in the end. And tellingly, Ninamori also wears... Oh, that's interesting. She wears glasses on stage, and I was going to say that indicates her revealing something of her true self as she wore glasses in private before, but then she sticks her fingers through where the lenses should be and says, "They're fake." I'm not quite sure what to make of that. I think... I hate to say it, but this might be a case of unreliable narrator. Or, well, that's probably not the right term, but this is really making me think. Fooly Cooly truly is a trip. I don't know. This episode makes me feel complex emotions. And when they do stuff like this right at the very end, it kind of pulls the rug out from under me. The symbolism of Hinamori only wearing glasses in private, saying she wears contacts in public, and then wearing glasses on stage, only to reveal that, oh, yeah, they're fake. I wonder as to the point. Did she truly need corrective lenses in the first place, and wearing the frames is purely performative? Or was she just lying the entire time? I don't think I will ever get a satisfactory answer. I gotta say, I really dig the Pillow soundtrack. I know this episode, some of the music was not this sort of, like 90s punk rock kind of thing that the Pillows do. And I think it was relating more to the play that was the subject of the episode, but I must say, I really like their soundtrack. It does wonders for Fooly Cooly. I think that's part of what makes it so timeless, ultimately. So, it looks like next episode is going to be a highly baseball-themed episode. And as I recall, that was another really good one. So, thank you for listening this far. Next episode, I'll be commenting over Fooly Cooly episode 4.